Oh, fantastic. Mercedes, thank you so much. What a pleasure it is to speak with you. Thank you for giving me your time.
Thank you so much.
What's been keeping you busy so far today?
Well, I'm actually at a friend of mine's video shoot today. And they are basically borrowing my drum kit because my drum kit is purple and pink leopard print sparkle.
Okay.
So they wanted my drum kit for their video. So I was like, absolutely, yes. So I'm in Hamilton, Ontario right now shooting a video with my friend Lindsay Schoolcraft.
Oh, incredible. Oh, of course. I
Yeah.
know Lindsay. Yeah, immense. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, well, thank you for taking the time out of that to come and speak to me. I'd imagine it's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Are you having fun? Is it fun?
I love this stuff. It's always a good time. And it's going to be a really cool looking video. So,
Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
yeah.
All right. What does an average day in the life of Mercedes look like, though?
It depends on what day of the week it is. So, a lot of times, like if I'm obviously not playing a show, I usually get up at 5 in the morning. I go to the gym, I work my software job, and then I am home, I work from home, and then usually I make dinner and go to bed because I'm old.
Well, the 5 a.m. starts will do that, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. But I mean, like, I feel like I get a lot done, right?
Mm.
So,
So when you have shows, I mean, how adaptable have you become to playing shows and having to change that routine?
it's not that hard. Like, for instance, we just played in Kentucky. When was that? Last weekend, and we did like what's the word I'm looking for? We played um and then we literally drove home through the night. So, and we're not far from
Yeah.
Kentucky. Like the Canadian border is actually not that far. So, so it was like an 8 hour drive. So I just like drove through the night and I got everybody home. I got home at 4 in the morning or 4:30 rather. So
Yeah.
like, and then I went to bed and slept until 9. So I mean, it's not usually that big of a deal. Like, and for instance, when we were in Europe, we were doing the festival circuit. So, I think I was in bed by 10 o'clock most nights, which is pretty great.
That's fair. That makes sense. Yeah, yeah. Of course, the festival circuit. There's easier to jump between countries as well. There, you haven't got to drive, as
Yeah.
you say, for 8 hours to go from one country to another.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It has been a wild ride, hasn't it been for Kitty since, I mean, if we're going back since you released Eyes Wide Open in February 2024 as the first single from the
Yeah.
newest album, Fire, which of course was released June 2024 as well. It's been kind of non-stop, really. Have you had a moment to sit back and kind of survey the past 18, 19 months?
You know, to be honest with you, no, not really. In between like everything that's going on with the band and everything that's going on with in life in general, it's always a little bit of like I feel like we're always just like on to the next thing, on to the next thing.
Hmm.
But it's been really great to be able to reconnect with our fans. It's been really great to connect with new fans out when we're playing shows. And honestly, like the response has been amazing. I feel so lucky to be able to have this second chance, right? So yeah, it's and like we're the biggest we've ever been, which is kind of
Hmm.
crazy. Like we're playing our headlining shows, we're playing to more people than we ever have. So it's kind of neat.
It is incredible, isn't it? To see Kitty re-embraced by the metal world, but bringing new and old fans together in a shared appreciation for what you do. I mean, that must mean a lot to you, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's so neat when we go and we play shows now. There's always like our original fans that are the same age as us. They're in their 30s and 40s, sometimes 50s, sometimes 60s too. Um, so you can always see those people, and a lot of those people, like I still recognize, and I'm like, oh, I know who this person is. Like I can look at the crowd and I can identify people. But then there's this whole new subset of children, basically, which is amazing. Like teenagers, like 15, 14, 13, 17 years old. And it's just like, wow, this is so crazy. Like, I can't believe that we have like just such a different and unique audience where we have like our old school fans, and then
Hmm.
like there's just like a whole new generation of fans that have popped up.
Just discovering you for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a completely different world as well, like from the musical perspective, state of things as well. So it's great that they're finding you. But obviously, a lot of that is because of Fire. And if we focus on that first, has its success surpassed your expectations?
I mean, we didn't know what this was going to be like at all. We were like, is anybody even going to care still like
Hmm.
about us putting out a record? So like we basically walked into this knowing we had a really great record, but we did not have any expectations because we didn't really know what this was going to be like, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So so yeah, like it has it day one of us releasing Eyes Wide Open, it surpassed our expectations, I think. So yeah, like, and everything has just been a very pleasant surprise, like one really great surprise after another. And like I feel like we feel so fortunate to be able to have this second chance and to be able to do these shows and be able to record this music. It feels so great.
Did you have like Sumerian? Obviously, they've got your back and they're saying to you, "Oh, like no, there's hunger. People are excited. They're interested." And did you kind of have moments where you're like, "No, like no, no, do they know what they're talking about?"
Well, I mean, not necessarily. We just weren't really sure. And like at the end of the day, we just really had to trust what they were saying. Like, oh,
Hmm.
people want this record. And like, I mean, we felt like, well, somebody must want it if they want to, put out a record. So I mean, I guess we'll have to trust the process, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's it, isn't it? I mean, that's how you do it. You kind of got to sometimes make a leap of faith.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What is it about the album? Do you think that has meant it has had such widespread appeal?
I think it mixes all of our recordings. I think
Hmm.
in kind of takes elements from every single one of our previous records and it's all packaged nicely into one record. So there's something there for people that are fans of Spit. There's something there for people that are fans of Oracle until the end, and then obviously there's some stuff that is reminiscent of Funeral and
Mm.
I Failed You and In the Black as well. So I think there's something there for every Kittie fan. Because we have like eras of fans, right? Like we have people that are like, I don't like Spit. I only like from Oracle on. And then there's people that are like, I only like Spit. And then there's
Yeah.
people that are like, I only like In the Black and I Failed You. So like literally we have a multitude of fans that like specific albums, and that is like I think the reason we kind of brought them all together with this record, if that makes sense.
Oh, it really, really does. It is a great encapsulation of who you are and how you got to this point. But I mean, right, I go way back with you guys, all the way back to the debut when I was a teenager. So I was a teenager when
Mhm.
Spit came out. So what I hear as well as the sound evolved and modern, that's an important aspect of Fire, is you
Yeah.
sound renewed. Was bringing creativity, fresh energy, even a new way of looking at things an important thing for Fire to kind of ensure that this return for Kitty stuck?
I think it was important for us to just like, really make a record that was true to how we were feeling and how, you know, and really, make something that, encompassed the Kitty sound, but
Hmm.
also brought us into the present day. I think that was really important to us, for sure.
Did you could you sit back and recognize your own evolution? Obviously, you've grown as a person, you've grown as an artist, you've learned so much since between releases. But you sit down and you're playing new Kitty music, were you able to see and hear and think, yeah, okay, this is me evolved in within Kitty?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Of course. Of course. Um, the evolution is very apparent, right? I just
Mm.
feel like we just got even with our time away, we just got so much better at, you know, writing songs and writing
Mm.
music, and really honed our craft even during our time away. So, yeah,
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it, really, to have that time away, but still, what people aren't seeing is that, you are growing and changing as an artist, as a musician, regardless of whether you're putting music out or not.
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, that brings us to Spit 2025 then, a generally unexpected EP and one that warms the nostalgic soul. Where did the idea of revisiting the debut come from first and why?
I feel like we've been talking about this for years, right? Literally, we've been talking about doing this for years. And I think it was just kind of those songs are so old and we've been playing them live for so long that they've really taken on a life of their own, right?
Yeah,
So, and they sound much different than they do, and they obviously during, like, you know, than the recorded versions, that we currently had at the time. So, we were just kind of like, oh, these songs are going to sound so much heavier if we record them now.
mm,
So again, like we were just like, yeah, let's go for it. And I mean, it's our music. We can do whatever we want with it. But we also, you know, wanted to stay true to like the actual recordings that, you know, were originally done. So like we went back to Garth and recorded with
yeah,
Garth. We also um, used all of the same guitar amps that we used on Spit. Like everything was the same. And I mean, obviously, I didn't use the same drum kit, and the guitars were different, but like same amps, same producer. So I mean, it really was. It we wanted to obviously, you know, like honor that recording, obviously, but at
yeah.
the same time, we also did want to make sure that we, you know, brought it into the present day because, like, let's be clear here, there are people that are going to have never heard those songs that are going to hear them
Mm,
for the first time, right? So,
mm.
and that's what we really wanted.
It's true, actually. Speak of Charlotte, for example. Doing it with Zetra. That seemed to be a lot of people's first time experiencing the Zetra guest. So that was quite unique to sort of realize because I go so far back with him, and it's like, oh wow, there's people who don't even know, like only seeing it for hearing it for the first time.
Exactly. Yeah. So again, like, yeah, we wanted to reintroduce those songs to people that have never heard it, but had heard them before.
Well, you chose four songs, obviously iconic Kitty tracks. Did you ever have a conversation, play around with doing the whole album at any stage?
I think we did, but I honestly, I just don't think that that probably would have tracked as well as if
Hmm.
we had have curated those songs, the songs that we chose. And also that's like, that's a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
A lot, and on top of that too, like a lot of those songs, we haven't played since the year 2002, right? So,
Right.
thinking in those terms as well, right? Like that would be, we'd have to, I mean, like those songs are never going to leave my brain. Like, let's be clear here. But in order to get them to same level that, let's say, Spit or Charlotte or Do You Think,
Hmm.
are at, that would have taken a ton of work and a ton of rearranging. So we picked the songs that we felt, you know, people really wanted to hear, re-recorded, and then and did those four songs, and I think it turned out fantastically.
Oh, it really did, and it is, I'd say, four of the most iconic tracks. On a personal level, there's one or two that I would have liked to seen, but hey, as you say, a lot of work to be done there, so I can't be greedy. Was there one though that you kind of wish you had done?
No, I think we picked all the songs that, like, those are the songs the songs that we picked are the songs that we really wanted to do, and you know, I think, yeah, for the most part, yeah, these are okay,
There we
okay for
go.
me.
Which one was the most fun for you to revisit?
I mean, like I revisit these songs every time I play live, so
Mhm.
it's not like I'm like, oh, nostalgia, I haven't played these songs in forever.
Yeah.
But I do want to say that, like, playing these songs, they've really been, and re-recording them again, like you really
Mm.
can see like the evolution, and I think that's really the most fun part about this, is like just seeing the evolution of the recordings, and the evolution of how the songs actually sound in
Mm.
comparison to how they sounded, 25 years ago when they were, or 26 years ago when they were recorded.
Yeah, it's a different thing, isn't it? I mean, obviously, when you're in the studio and you're re-recording these and hearing and experiencing this new sound, did you describe that feeling, that moment when you're hearing what you do now, but like it's songs that like they're a part of you.
Yeah, like I mean, like it's definitely like you can definitely feel like very nostalgic when it comes to
Mm.
that, for sure. Like it's very like, oh wow, look at how far these songs have come, just by pure repetition and like, happy accidents on stage and whatnot. I think it's like these songs have been on such a journey, and it's so cool to hear the difference between the two versions.
Yeah.
And of course, like I mean, like obviously, like when that record was recorded, when Spit was recorded, I was 15 years old. Like I'm so much better at my instrument. Uh I'm a seasoned player now. So,
Mm.
like things just came so much, they really did come a lot easier.
Almost like you could close your eyes and just play, right?
That's usually how I play, yeah.
Um, when you think back to the debut album, what is your overriding memory from that specific time period?
I remember being very tired
Yeah.
because we recorded that record in 9 days. And we were still in school at the time, and so
Mm.
we would do school, and then we would leave from school and go to the recording studio, and sometimes record until like midnight. And they were very long days. So I remember being really tired.
Yeah.
I uh, other than that, though, like I mean, like it went by so fast. Honestly, the recording of that record, it was so
Mm.
quick and it went by so fast. Like I don't have a ton of like stand out, like, wow, I remember when we did this. It was literally like, it was like we had no time, and it was like,
Mm.
okay, good enough. And let's move on. It was so fast.
And the rest is history, of course. And here we stand, or sit at least. Are you proud of Kittie's place in the metal scene? You are considered icons, after all, transcending genres, because you've been placed in one genre at the start of your career, and then as you've gone on through albums, you've kind of been classed as other things, and today you're still going strong.
It's so funny. Like, I know that, like, if you asked any of us that question, like, we would
Hmm.
answer it the same. And it's like, I don't feel very iconic. I feel very normal, and just, just, uh, just a girl that plays drums. That's it. And it's so funny because, like, yeah, it's always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Just feel normal. But like I understand where you're coming from, for sure. Like um like we were at a very different place, at the beginning of our career, and there weren't a lot of bands like us out there. I can think of one other all-female band. I can't think of
Mm.
any all-female band that did well, that was our age.
Yeah.
Most of the people that were in bands that were all female bands were, in their 30s. So again, like I mean, it's crazy, right? Like
Mm.
it's crazy to think, for sure.
Oh yeah, and longevity speaks for itself. I mean, that's the most important thing, the fact that here you are still making music, but also making not only great music, but important music too. What do you
That makes
put
me happy.
Kitty's what do you put Kitty's longevity down to?
Um, the fact that we took a really long break.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair, okay.
It's because I feel like we had to take a break in order for us to come back and be able to do it our way
Mm,
again, and do it this way, and be able to, play these shows and make this album. I think, yeah, for sure, like having this break, that break, that 13-year break, I think it did wonders for us. I think it kind of created the mystique again about the band, and uh, you know, uh, I think it made people hungry for the music again, which was nice.
that is so interesting because before you went on, before the break happened, I think I vaguely remember it was the Underworld in London where I'd seen you play, and
Yeah,
then you kind of went, and as things go in the music industry, you get forgotten about. And then I think there was one day, and it will go back quite a few years now, but it was one day I was sitting and browsing on Amazon Prime, and it was like, oh, there's a documentary about Kitty. Oh wow, this should be interesting. And I watched that, and it was such an incredible documentary, of course, as well. And it just sort of re-sparked that thing. And it would be many years later before we'd be back with Fire and stuff like that. But it was really
yeah.
fascinating to sort of see that and sort of like be reminded that you existed from that. I mean, um, do you get much of that happen? When people come to you and know you really from the documentary more than anything else?
And for sure, I think part of the reason why this resurgence happened is because of that documentary.
Mm.
It was on Amazon Prime, it was on Tubi, and a couple other streaming services. And I think part of the reason why people became interested in the band again was because of the documentary, which is pretty fantastic.
It,
So
it
yeah,
was it was a very, very cool. It's a very well done documentary as well. Really documented like your story, but also the personal side of the band too.
yeah. I mean, I mean, there are some things that definitely had to be left out.
Hmm.
Of course, because the original cut of the documentary was like 3.5 hours. So
Right.
if you can imagine, so we did have to condense it quite a bit. There was a lot left on the cutting room floor. But it was nice to, have people's perspectives, and it was a lot of fun to make for sure.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. And it's nice looking back at these things, but what I continue to come back around to is the fact that we're talking about what Kitty is now, rather than
Yeah.
not necessarily what Kitty was. Not only just about Fire, but hopefully whatever you've got planned coming up next year. One of the things you've got planned is that you are back in the UK next August playing Bloodstock, one of our favorite festivals. But
Yes.
it's the first time you're going to be there. How excited are you to play it for the first time?
I'm just excited that we have the opportunity to be able to come back over again, because like normally like it's like, oh, I guess we're not touring for like touring Europe and UK for a while. But like, yeah, we're back for Bloodstock. And I mean, like, whatever else we're there for. I mean, we're not just going to come over there for one show.
Of
Uh,
course.
Wink, wink. So again, like, I mean, it's just one of those things, and very excited to be able to be back at it again and to be back in the UK.
By chance, did you see any of the kind of when Bloodstock announced that you'd be playing the festival? Did you see the response to it? Because big, a very happy response to it.
Yeah, yeah. I definitely went and checked it out, and people seemed very excited that we were going to be there. So
Yeah.
honestly, like, I love I honestly I really do love playing in Europe. I really love playing in the UK. And I'm just glad that we are able to visit everyone again for the second year in a row, which is kind of nice.
Oh, it's fabulous. I'm glad to hear it. And I
Yeah.
presume, without going into too much detail, I guess, really, because no doubt you can't tell me anything anyway. But 2026, you're planning to be just as busy as possible, whatever that might be, whether it be making new music or touring, whatever you can do, right?
I think that there is going to be a little bit of everything in there that everyone is going to love.
Fabulous. That's all I want to hear. That's fantastic. We're almost out of time, but finally, I wanted to sort of say, I was 15. I was 15 when I first heard Kitty. One track. I'd gone around my friend's house and he said, "Oh, there's this all-girl band. You're not going to believe it. And there's a song called Get Off. You should hear it." And that was the first track I ever heard of Kitty, and it blew my mind. But obviously, hearing it quite recently made me feel quite old, even though it wasn't one of the four tracks that was covered, it made me revisit the debut in full and just feel old because I was 15 at that time. So my question is this: what was something musical recently that made you feel old?
Every day of my life, I feel old. I I think just like really realizing that like the music that from my youth, like bands like Silverchair and bands like Bush,
Mm,
and those types of bands are now considered classic rock.
yes, that's for slightly depressing, isn't it?
Very. Yeah, I feel like when people are like, "You guys are legends," I'm like, "Oh, fuck, I'm old, I guess."
Yeah, it's such a double-barreled term, isn't it? It sounds like such a compliment, but it also comes with that slight connotation.
Yeah, yeah, but that's okay. I mean, like I don't feel old. You and I are probably the same age.
Mm,
Uh, but like I mean, whatevs, I
just
guess.
age is just a number, right?
True, true. And I feel like we're just going to continue to make music until, until we can't anymore. I think at this point.
That will do. I can't wait to see what comes next. Mercedes,
Yeah.
thank you so much for giving me your time. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.